So to begin, you want to download Visual Studio Code, which can be found on this page. This is like Microsoft Word for coding. And then once you download Visual Studio Code, you want to create a folder, like how you create folders. And then when you create a folder, I have a folder named Learn to Code. When you create a folder, you can open folder in Visual Studio Code, then open that empty folder, right? And so now you have an empty folder. Let's create a new file, index.html. Now, you have to go to this website, Tailwind CSS. This is how we're gonna write our CSS. It's like doing these lessons might not help you learn to code, but it will help you learn to code the app I'm building. We'll see where that takes you. And so copy this, go into Visual Studio Code, you got the index.html, you save it, now you have this. Now if you go into your folder where the file is, you can like open it and then you can see this. You go into your Visual Studio Code, you just change the word, refresh the page, and then go like that. Also, pretend you want to, instead of underline a word, you want to italicize it. The word is not underlined, but it's not italicized. So basically, a lot of coding is like reading the documentation of the framework you're using. In a nutshell, we're using Tailwind CSS, and then Tailwind CSS creates these like class names we can use to define the style, but it's not called italicized. What is it? So look at this. I Googled italicized Tailwind. It brought me to this font style page, and it's not italicized. The class name is italic. And so let me copy this italic. Instead of italicized, let me put italic. And now when I refresh the page, I see that the word is italic. And I gave you another clue that what I was going to do next. You might see that the word was blue, and so let me turn it back to blue. But it's not blue, and so let's see. It's not font blue. This is the API that I'm talking about that you have to learn. We don't know the API, so I search for font blues Tailwind, and then I see it's text color. And so looking at the API, I noticed that it's to do a text color. It's not font whatever. It's text color and then number. And so instead of font blue 600, it's text blue 600. And I don't expect you to understand everything. And so I refresh the page, I get the text to be blue, and it's italic. And so you can try different colors, you can try different combinations and see what you can come out with. But this is like a good baseline to learn from. And that's pretty much it. You basically have to go to Tailwind and you can mess around with all these things with the examples that they post.